What people don't understand about Gemini. Ah, Gemini, the sign everyone thinks they know, but almost no one really understands. You've heard the lines? They're two-faced. They talk too much. They're emotionally shallow. People paint Geminis as unpredictable, inconsistent, and impossible to pin down. But here's the thing. Gemini isn't a tornado of chaos. They're a storm of brilliance. Beneath all that energy is a deeply curious, adaptable, and emotionally intelligent soul who connects to the world through thought, conversation, and change. In today's video, we're breaking down what people don't understand about Gemini and why their chaos might just be their superpower. Common misunderstandings. Let's talk about the stereotypes. First, Geminis are two-faced. People assume that Gemini's dual nature means they're fake or deceptive. The truth? They're just complex. Gemini can see both sides, switch perspectives fast, and adapt like a chameleon in any room. Second, they can't commit. It's true, they don't rush into anything. But when a Gemini commits, it's because they've explored every possibility and still chosen you. That's not flakiness, that's intentionality. Third, they talk too much and never go deep. Just because Gemini communicates quickly doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. In fact, they process emotions through words. Conversation isn't a distraction, it's their way of connecting. People often misunderstand Gemini because they expect consistency to look like stillness. But Gemini is wind, always moving, always present, always essential. The truth behind Gemini. 1. Duality doesn't mean dishonesty. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, thought, and movement. They were born to carry messages, see from multiple angles, and shift as they grow. Their personality isn't inconsistent, it's multifaceted. They're thinkers, talkers, dreamers, and observers. What feels like a switch-up to others is just Gemini exploring another part of themselves. They're like a playlist with range, one moment vibing to jazz, the next dancing to hip-hop. And that doesn't make them fake, it makes them human. You don't ask a rainbow to pick one color, so why ask a Gemini to only be one version of themselves? 2. Love them in mind, heart, and soul. Geminis crave connection that stimulates. They fall in love with your mind first, your ideas, your jokes, your stories. But that doesn't mean they're emotionally disconnected. Their love is fast, curious, and full of wonder. When a Gemini chooses to stay, it's because they see the endless discovery in you. They don't want a script, they want a journey. They might not always show love with grand gestures or long silences, but they'll remember the weird facts you told them on your third date. They'll send you articles about things you love. They'll talk to you, because to a Gemini, words are intimacy. 3. Talking isn't noise, it's how they feel. People often say Geminis talk too much, but what's missed is why they talk. Communication is how they make sense of the world and themselves. They're not running from emotions, they're running through them, out loud, in real time. And because of that, they're often deeply empathetic. They're the friend who'll ask questions no one else thought of. The partner who wants to know what you really think, even if it changes tomorrow. Geminis aren't scattered. They're scanning the sky for new stars. And when you zoom out, all those scattered thoughts form a beautiful constellation. Conclusion. So, what do people get wrong about Gemini? They're not fake, they're flexible, they're not shallow, they're seekers. And they're not unreliable, they're alive in a million ways at once. Gemini is the breeze that stirs your thoughts, the voice that makes you think differently, the mind that's always expanding and wants to take you with it. If you've ever been loved by a Gemini, you've probably laughed harder, learned more, and been challenged to grow. And if you are a Gemini, don't dim your light for anyone who can't handle your spark. Drop your Gemini stories in the comments. We're all ears.